We are pleased to introduce you to Arctic Peak's Purified Water. It's designed for use in all soda fountain beverage dispensers. All hard water problems evaporate while simultaneously optimizing taste and carbonation. Beverage syrup costs may be reduced by up to $10,000 per store per year. The high-volume water firewall flow serves all water, ice, and drinks as well as all food preparation and water-related operations. Actually, it can serve the entire building operation. Arctic Peak's Purified Water may be the most important advancement in water treatment for food preparation, baking, and soda fountain service. Just as efforts are made to cyber-proof your business with an IT firewall that blocks unwanted traffic from infecting your computer and protects a company's intranet of multiple sites, the Arctic Peak's Water Firewall protects you, your customers, and your business from liability that may arise from a waterborne biocontaminant that slithers or creeps in your water supply. It also protects your business from heavy metals and chemical contaminants that assuredly you don't want to penetrate your operation's water, ice, and beverages. Things you just don't want in your water. Heavy metal minerals are eliminated with Arctic Peak's Purified Water. This system is proven to make hard water problems evaporate as they relate to all commercial water-related equipment such as ice makers, coffee and espresso machines, etc. The filtration part of our purification system is very powerful and efficient at stopping chemical contamination. Chemicals like radon, thallium, and radium can be stopped at our water firewall. Without wasting water or need for any storage tanks, our robust purification process increases profit and delivers high-volume, delicious, purified water 24/7, 365. Food service industries have never before been offered this option. After more than 2 decades of research and data gathering, we have come to learn that because of hard water, unreliable, inconsistent water-to-syrup ratios, and other previously unknown variables, it translates today into wildly out-of-control beverage costs, proving that some enterprises may be losing from $10,000 to $20,000 per store per year. Our patented agile technology bridles beverage costs and optimizes beverage performance for outstanding drinks and maximum profit. Most food service businesses want to find and employ effective ways to reduce their operating costs. That always translates into more profit. With our Fountain Maximizer, we guarantee syrup savings by 10% over national brand standard syrup-to-water ratios. You see here, we have identified the syrup waste. When this waste is prevented, it translates directly into increased profit. Through our decades of research, we have found that 99% of dispensed drinks are off their target ratio. Coca-Cola tells us that there are 154 24-ounce drinks in a 5-gallon bib of Diet Coke. After documenting through our savings and waste audit, we found that in this case, there were only 134 drinks vended out of that 5-gallon bib. All of the lost syrup was actually wasted when it went out with the 134 drinks, as they were individually dispensed. Arctic Peak's Purified Water within our Fountain Maximizer controls a variety of variables besides capturing the would-be lost or wasted syrup. Because of its science-based ability to let flavors more fully emerge and sweetness to manifest more completely, it extends the syrup to make 178 drinks. That's 44 more drinks in this case. We have gathered and validated data for 2 decades and have come to know that fountain syrup waste pervades the industry worldwide. The red line in this graph shows 162 out-of-control ratios and represents 18.89% dispensed beverage syrup waste. It reveals that target ratios are off by 99%. The green line shows, in contrast, actual Arctic Peak's results. There is no greater taste and ratio control in the food and beverage industries than the Fountain Maximizer system. So we maximize profits via delicious, purified water with consistent and on-target syrup-to-water ratio control. We help restaurants, fast food, C-stores, and even hotels achieve superior water, ice, beverage taste, and consistency across multiple locations. We find that it can boost a broader range of customer satisfaction, increase sales, and build customer loyalty. Here we explain the science-based foundation and reasoning that supports all of our claims and sets our Fountain Maximizer and Water Firewall apart from and above all other food service water treatment options. Let me explain the text and images in this slide. First, we have 5 samples of water from 5 different C-store sites. We add chemicals to make the heavy metals sink to the bottom of each tube. Remember, they each come through and form highly different chronic and acutely negative impacting sources that make it impossible for any waters to ever taste the same. We believe that no cartridge filter process in the world actually removes these contaminants. The dissolved heavy metal solids simply pass on through the cartridge. As long as these contaminants remain in the water, water can never taste its very best, nor can water from different sources ever be made to taste the same, not ever. The text explains that our system removes heavy metals of lime, calcium, magnesium, and iron, also known as hard water or dissolved solids. They are kind of an oxymoron. See the precipitates at the bottom of the tubes. It's important to see those heavy metals, now out of suspension, settle to the bottom of the tubes in different amounts. They get removed from the water as they are exchanged for sodium ions. Because of the varying amounts of hardness in the water, the ion exchange process does lead corresponding amounts of sodium in Arctic Peak's water. Hardness is not just removed with our ion exchange purification process. This exchange process trades the heavy metals or pulls hardness out of the water and simultaneously releases sodium ions into the water from the resins that captured the hardness for later release into the sewer during the fusion system cleaning cycles. See ion exchange in the glossary of terms document. Here are 4 things to remember that makes Arctic Peak's water taste and perform the same at multiple locations. This is the science that separates Arctic Peak's purification from all other filter, softening, or reverse osmosis systems, along with our quasi-vertical integrated plumbing. First, food scientists learned that sodium suppresses bitterness. You've heard of MSG, monosodium glutamate. It's a flavor enhancer. Arctic Peak's purified water has no MSG, but the result is that bitterness is suppressed by those corresponding amounts of sodium within the several different water sources. Second, because bitterness is suppressed, it allows flavors to more fully emerge. Third, suppressed bitterness allows sweetness to surface more completely. And fourth, sodium opens the taste sensors in the taste buds for maximum taste clarity. Arctic Peak's water may become the industry standard because hardness is exchanged with sodium, not just removed. Food, baking products, and especially beverages made with Arctic Peak's water taste remarkably better. The most amazing result is that there are no discernible water taste differences between multiple store sites employing the Fountain Maximizer and Water Firewall that produces Arctic Peak's purified water. Therefore, recognizing there are always some limits, a never-before-possible result is achieved. Water can virtually be made to taste the same across the world. Through our patented high-volume liquid technology, our robust water firewall neutralizes waterborne contamination, shielding our clients from liability and protecting their guests from disruptive disasters. Next is a KSL video clip that offers some issues to consider.
Dr. Kim Mulvihill is joining us here to explain, and this really isn't something that we want to hear a lot about,
No,
is it?
you don't want to hear about it. You know, we love to fill her up. This is the handy-dandy little 44-ounce size. However, researchers tested more than 100 beverages from self-serve and staff-serve dispensers. 48% of the beverages contained fecal matter. More than 11% were contaminated with E. coli, and 17% were tainted with a bacteria known to cause meningitis. Yuck.
Learn how to avoid this problem and how to maximize your beverage services profit. It's not what you sell, it's what you stand for. If your competition has Arctic Peak's purified water and you don't, your competition will dominate.
The KSL video clip was just a reminder of what it means if you choose to pass on our technology. If your competition has Arctic Peak's purified water and you don't, your competition wins. All restaurant chains' water, ice, and drinks will be consistent site to site, never before possible. The Water Firewall serves all food prep, coffee, ice, and fountain drinks. Optimum taste, carbonation, and profit. Water-related equipment life extended 3 times longer or more. Vertically fused components yield control variables never before achieved. Fixed 10-year, turnkey service and support. The next video documents the reality of beverage syrup waste and out-of-control ratios. Restaurateurs' annual syrup inventory loss was running 18%. Following that video, we will show a video 1 year later with the same restaurateur verifying his sustained on-target ratios.
Okay, we have Bob here from Arctic Peaks, and he's actually going to measure our syrup to water ratio. We're going to see if we're actually saving any money. So he's going to be here and we're going to find out. Is this Pepsi? Yeah. +8. +5. That's +5 right there. I can tell. I get it. So they're all over the syrup, looks like so far.
Set the water to the same place every time.
Right. That's what you do, and then you level them up.
Is that 3? Well, that's rare to get 3 identical on these.
+7. No, it's 13. Whoa, it was off by a few. He's obviously measuring so that the water content is always the same, but when we're looking at the syrup, it's really changing. So this particular one, he's doing the fruit punch +13. And here, all of them actually seem to have more syrup than what Pepsi would really want. They're trying to get a 50-50 ratio, yet you can see the Pepsi +5, +8, +5, the diet 6, 5, 7. Over here, it's really crazy. And the
Next one's +7.
fruit, yeah, +7. They went from +13 to +7. It's all over the place, and so every customer gets a different drink. And in most cases, you're selling much more syrup than you really need. And yep.
Prime that.
Bob is done checking all 8 of the bibs, and from what I can see here, they all have overages ranging from +4 all the way to +13, which represents quite a bit of savings. So Bob, when we set up the system for Arctic Peaks and Linden, he guaranteed we'd save 10%, but I think we're going to save a lot more. So I'm very happy to see that Bob's going to be able to change these results.
Restaurateur verifies his Pepsi dispenser achieving guaranteed 10% syrup savings, sustained for about 1 year with on-target ratio consistency.
Welcome to Don Joaquin's. We're here because approximately a year ago, we installed a purification system. At that time, I was told to expect a 10% savings on syrup. So we went ahead and had it installed. We had it metered before. We had it metered after it was installed. And it really did show that we were saving money. At the same time, we went to one of our other restaurants and we metered the drinks there, and we were able to see how much product was being wasted compared to what this new system was doing. So now it's been approximately about a year, and we're here to check again to see if it's if it's metered correctly. Okay, right now he's filling it with Dr. Pepper, and he's metering the syrup content. Yes, exactly, both levels correct. When we're metering, we fill the syrup up to this mark, and then we see if we have the correct amount of water. So now we're testing the diet Dr. Pepper, bringing the syrup up to the little red line, which represents a 10% saving, and the water is spot on again. Very good. We're going to do that 3 times to make sure it's consistent. Still good, still spot on. There's the syrup, there's the water level right there. Okay, now we're doing the Dr. Pepper cream soda. Bringing that syrup up to the red line, and the water line is right in the same spot as well. Okay, so as you can see, it's been very consistent so far, which is what we're looking for. Now at the other restaurant, when we checked it, the levels were all over the place. There really wasn't any consistency. And usually we were using a lot more syrup than we needed to. He's obviously measuring so that the water content is always the same, but when we're looking at the syrup, it's really changing. So this particular one, he's doing the fruit punch, plus 13. And here, all of them actually seem to have more syrup than what Pepsi would really want. Just last week, I had a friend of mine, one of my neighbors actually, I asked him to come to the restaurant and be a shopper. I asked him to check how you're being greeted, quality of the food, the cleanliness of the place, and he gave me excellent grades. He says those are the best tacos he's ever had. And then I mentioned to him, you know, we have a very good purification system, water purification system. And did you taste the water? He says no, but no wonder the drinks taste so good. Okay, now we have our Tahitian treat punch, right on the money again. This is really incredible. He's a little high on the syrup, but he's a little high on the water too, so that is also spot on. Yeah, it's good. A little foam, but it's good. Okay, we keep getting this level and it matches. This is where the money is, the 10% savings. I think you get the picture by now. It is so consistent. Every single drink that we sell has got the proper ratio, which gives you the better flavor and it saves us that money we're talking about. We went through every single one of our drinks, and we've gotten consistently our syrup level right here and our water level right there, which is the mix that we're looking for. With the proper levels that we're getting of syrup to water, not only do our drinks taste better, but we actually are saving 10%, which, as I mentioned before, since we sell about $3,000 a week in drinks, that saves us $300. I recommend Arctic Peaks wholeheartedly.
That verification also confirms consistent, on-target ratios, capturing the previous 8% variable syrup loss. 10% guaranteed savings plus his recovered 8% syrup converts his 18% total captured syrup from his 3,000 drinks per week into a $10,810 or more yield to his annual profit. Here are some testimonials.
I've been doing gas stations and quick service restaurants pretty much my whole life. My dad has been doing it since he was 13 years old, and since we're a gas station family, to help people get into our gas stations, we added restaurants. So we've had 3 Subways and 4 different Arby's. One of our concerns with not adding the system to our store was not the initial cost as much as changing the drink for the customer. We didn't want it to be something that they're unfamiliar with or weird. We didn't want them to come in and say, I don't like this drink, and just leave. And then all of a sudden we have this investment and we're at a loss there. But having tasted it before putting in the system, we were fully convinced that this was going to be a higher quality product for our customers. So our family has multiple gas stations, and we have customers that go to all of them. And we've gotten feedback from our customers saying that, you know, this drink tastes better here than this one. So let's actually go by our store to another one of our stores just to get a drink and get fuel. Like, how do I change that? What can I do as the store owner or manager to make it so that the drinks are consistent? And we go through and we bricks our machines, we clean our machines, and we make sure that they're always hooked up to syrup, but there was just never any way of keeping it consistent. One customer can come in and get a drink, and the very next customer would have a different drink, and the same drink, actually, the same recipe. But because they're inconsistent, it was just too hard to make it the same for every customer and every visit. We take our drinks seriously, and having Arctic Peaks water purification system, or Arctic Peaks water, is helping us to have a consistent drink for our customers so that they can come in and get the same drink every time as expected to go well with their meal. And then we're able to properly track our ounces per drink or per cup and we can track how much money we're spending on our drinks. And it's not a variable that changes anymore. It's something that we can see exactly what our ROI is, an investment on this. And I wish I had done it 10 years ago, but we're here now and we're going to be making it up really quickly. Arctic Peak's filtration has changed things for us. It's been a big game changer. It's been able to keep the consistency in our beverages and the recipes. We've had a couple drinks that were unbeknownst to us that they were a couple ounces off in every recipe and making it too sweet, meaning we were losing syrup every cup. And that's just money out of our pockets or off the bottom line. And so with Arctic Peak's filtration system, we were able to recover that. We've saved $700 a month up to $1,100 a month, just depending on the volume of sales we do. You know, how many cups we sell. And the reason is because of the syrup savings. We're not using as much syrup per beverage, but the taste is better than what it originally is. So the Arctic Peak's water system investment is really a positive one. It's a no-brainer. When I get 25% savings in a month, I mean, where can you get 25% savings? No bank can offer half of that, not as a solid figure. And this is a solid figure. It's proven in multiple locations, and it has for me for multiple months. I'll have this, the system will pay for itself in less than 10 months, easily. Almost all of our transactions here at Arby's have drinks involved in them. And because of that, it's really important that we don't change anything or we make minimal changes for our customers. That's why we were reluctant about doing the system, is because we were worried about changing the drink. But this is offering a better drink for our customers. It can deliver a higher quality taste and a more consistent beverage, and we save that on that syrup. And that is why we decided to go with this system, and we've seen that. It's a fact. I mean, having a good drink is part of the brand, and this is actually improving the brand by having a better drink than the standard.
The Arctic Peak system allows us to serve a beverage that is consistent with the Dairy Queen brand. We know we can serve a consistent drink that is free of contaminants. After achieving a 45% ROI at our first store, we are thrilled at the performance benefits and savings we're getting at 2 additional stores. We love the Arctic Peak's water system so much that I am installing it in a future home and business that is coming in the near future. It's a bonus to have a system that will pay for itself.
I'm Alan Chambers. I'm the corporate executive chef for Sinclair Oil Company. I have 254 employees here. I feed them 1 meal a day. We have very, very hard water here, or even the old building superintendent and I had struggled with hard water problems for years. And I had been hoping for technology to change so that we would someday be able to find a way to get rid of the hard water because it's been so awful. Here we've had water dispensers and coffee dispensers on every floor, which is about 10 different stations that have water dispensers and coffee dispensers that have had hot water problems, hard water problems for years. We went to a filtration system that was very expensive, and we've been able to get rid of that filtration system and just use the Arctic Peaks system. I have a couple of steamers, and the hard water buildup in the steamers, they're about $8,000 a piece, and I've had to replace them because the hard water has built up. Since we put the system in, we no longer see the hard water deposits that are coming outside of the machine. We used to have these big white streaks that would come down the machine from all the hard water. Same for the ice machines. It saves me money in equipment. My soups taste better, my sauces taste better, everything that I cook with tastes better. The water takes on the flavor of what I want it to take on instead of me having to try and cover up the hard water taste to make it taste the way I want to. So we've had lots of success with equipment and flavors of foods. The president of the company was concerned about, what kind of return are we going to get on our product. We wanted to get a return on our money. And the bonus is that now we can use less syrup and the drinks taste more flavorful. They have more effervescence. The flavors pop out at you. It's just a lot more refreshing. We have 2 different systems set up. Arctic Peak runs both of them, and the flavors are just vibrant. It's nice to be able to find a company that I can work with that tells me this is what we do, and then they do it.
Hard water is a known issue here in the area we live in, quite hard water. We purchased the system. We have had zero maintenance in descaling our equipment in the kitchen. What's more important is the feedback we've had from our employees is that the water tastes great. We have people saying that it's the greatest soft drinks they've ever tasted. We've extended it past this drinking machine up throughout the whole building, and we've had nothing but great feedback. The great thing is it also would make it so that any of our systems inside our kitchen wouldn't have any scale buildup. So it was a great justification just from a maintenance standpoint that we wouldn't have any more scale that we have to get rid of in our kitchen.
I've had my restaurant, Dalton Steakhouse, for the last 7 years. I just opened this one here last September. The two stores I have right now, just to let you know, I have one on the system, one that's not. So I know the difference that it makes. I know the difference between scale deposits, lime deposits, hard water deposits in my ice machines, and also in my Coke machines, the heads, even the spout where the ice comes down. With that, I haven't seen anything in this store. So with this beverage, the carbonation is better, the flavor is better, and even if the ice melts a little bit in it, it doesn't change the flavor of the beverage, which is really important. If you look straight at the ice machine, you'll see that there's no mineral deposits on any side or on top or even in the ice molds. If you go to another ice machine that does not have this water purification system in it, you'll see the lime buildup and the calcium and all that, and the buildup on each side. The health department loves ice machines looking like this. Taking the cover off the ice, as you notice, there's no mineral or hard water deposits. Again, it's clean. You know, when you do a preventative maintenance on an ice machine, you have to remove all the ice. You have to turn the switch off to making the ice to put clean. Then you have to pour a chemical in it, which goes through all the pumps and all the tubing and all the housing of everything to clean it and to get off that hard scale deposit. But with this water system that we have, there's no really need to do that. So therefore, if you look in a year on how many times you have to do preventative maintenance on an ice machine, you're going to save a lot of money. Again, this water purification system affects the flavor of any product that I sell in my store, other than our steaks, but it helps with my bread, it helps with my cakes, it helps with my cookies, it helps with my buns for our hamburgers. Water is some of the major components of our recipes. And so using this, it's awesome. Customers taste the difference. If they taste a difference in my soda, my cold tea, my lemonade, my soups, my breads, etc., they'll be coming back.
Thank you for your interest. We look forward to hearing from you.